Product reviews all day here, folks, and we are talking about the Omega Swatch MoonSwatch collaboration. This is the mission to Pluto. I posted a review on this watch a couple weeks ago. I was a little bit rambling. I was a little bit belligerent. I didn't like the overall feel of the video, so I took it down. I still stand by the overall message of the video, in that people, watch fanboys, who don't understand the role that Swatch AG played in saving the Swiss watchmaking industry. They don't understand that Swatch AG single-handedly saved the Swiss watchmaking industry. And I would just like people to know and to understand the history behind all of this. In the 1970s, the quartz crisis absolutely decimated and destroyed the Swiss watchmaking industries. There were countless brands that had to shutter their doors, and countless other brands that were on the verge of shutting their doors because of the quartz watch crisis. Now, Swatch AG, in the early 1980s, they came out with a mass-produced quartz watch that was Swiss-made. It was bright, it was colorful, and this watch was a huge success. And when this happened, there were numerous brands like Omega, like Longines, like Tissot, like Mito, like Certina, like Hamilton, like Blancpain, and all of these watches were about to shutter their businesses. They were going bankrupt. They could not compete with the quartz watches of the time. Swatch AG purchased Omega, they purchased Longines, they purchased Tissot, they purchased Mito, they purchased Certina, they purchased Hamilton, they purchased Blancpain, and they kept these brands alive. They kept these brands afloat. They invested in these brands, and they single-handedly saved the Swiss watchmaking industry. And a lot of people that want to hate on the MoonSwatch and say that it's not a real Omega, they need to understand that Swatch AG owns Omega. They own all trademark and copyright rights, whatever you want to call it. They own all historical models, all whatever you want to say about Omega. Swatch AG owns it. They are the owners of it. So if Swatch AG says, hey, we're going to do a collaboration, and it's going to be a really cool lightweight bioceramic Speedmaster Homage, and it's going to be a really unique and cool watch, and we're going to put Omega on the face, and we're going to put Omega on the strap, and we're going to put Speedmaster on there. So I'm sorry, guys, but if Swatch AG says that this is a genuine piece of the Omega name, granted, it's not a in-house movement and doesn't have the heartbeat and the soul of a true Omega automatic watch. Granted, I will admit that, and I will say that this watch is not on the same level as a watch like that, but that still doesn't take anything away from this watch, and it doesn't make it any less of an Omega. This is not the 1950s, it's not the 1960s. This is a global world, and it's a global economy, and people need to understand, and they need to respect, they need to know the history, and they need to know that Swatch AG saved their favorite brands, and they need to show a little bit more respect to Swatch AG. They need to understand the history. They need to understand that Swatch AG saved the Swiss watchmaking industry single-handedly, and fanboys out there need to pay a little more homage and a little more respect to Swatch AG. And honestly, they need to respect this piece because it's an absolutely beautiful, it's a budget piece, it's beautiful, it's well designed, it's comfortable, it's lightweight. It is an Omega Swatch collaboration, whether you fanboys want to admit it or not. This is the Omega Swatch MoonSwatch Mission to Pluto collaboration model. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's a real Omega, whether you fanboys want to admit it or not. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Peace.